Good day, Minecraftians. Purple Mentat here, bringing you episode 27 of my Agrarian Skies Hardcore Quest Let's Play. This game pack by Jadedcat is available on the Feed the Beast launcher. Last time, we set up infusion crafting and made a greatwood sapling. Today, I'm going to get it planted, and I want to start in on the new mods that were added with 2.0.3, Tinker's Steelworks and big reactors. I'm going to need the steel production to be able to make the reactors, as if I look up big reactors, I can see that in this pack, all of the good stuff requires some amount of steel. Yeah, so, before I get started on that though, I finished the sewage quest. We knew it was going to finish last time, I just didn't hand it in and collect everything. So I'm going to go over here to go with the flow, and I can see my nice smelly crap quest. I get 3 spawn cows, I get a full heart, and I get to pick one of these 2 reward bags. I'll take the right hand one. So, nab that, use you for an extra life, and I have an epic reward bag, which grants me a whole bunch of colored bricks. Boo. Well, I mean, I guess decoration is nice-ish. Yeah. Not super thrilled with that. That's okay. Just gonna dump it all into this chest is full. Okay, this is my new reward chest because I say so. So what am I going to need to get started with Tinker Steelworks and big reactors? Well, I need more gunpowder production than I have, and I'm going to set that up first because that just makes sense. Why start in on the mod that requires a resource before I have an adequate supply of that resource? To get gunpowder, I am actually going to set up a farm for it using a bunch of that mob essence I have. And I'm going to need a couple of things to make this happen. First and foremost, I need to make myself some auto spawners. And I'm going to want at least 2 of these. Requires nether wart, plastic, machine frame, reception coil, emeralds, and magma creams. And I don't know if I have any magma creams. Let's shift click this recipe in and find out. I do not. So, magma creams, whoops, are just slime ball, blaze powder. I have a bunch of each, no problem. So I'll make 4 magma creams right now so that I can make 2 auto spawners. I need a couple machine frames. You know what? I have machine frames and redstone reception coils available in my crafting area. So scroll down to those, as they're all sorted by ID right now. They should be right next to each other. There we go. Make 2 of you. And make 2 of you. And what else did I need? Nether wart? I don't have any nether wart in my system. It must all be in the farms over here, because it needs to stock up an awful lot inside before it'll start pushing it anywhere else. I'm just going to check through them all and see if there's one that's still gathering it. Ah, yep. So yeah, lots of nether wart that still needs to go into the system before it'll start, to go into the planters before it'll start filtering into the ME system. But before I do anything else, I'm just going to dig myself out a little area right here to set up my greatwood tree. Now I don't remember exactly what direction they grow in, but I do know that they take up a 2x2 space when they've grown. And they can be quite large and extend quite a ways, but I think that this will give it enough room. So I'm just going to stick it right in the middle, right there, and that's going to take a nice long time to grow. And if I can show you that the bone meal will have no effect. It is completely useless when attempting to speed along a... Oh, you know what? I need to have that on stored and craftable. There we go. Attempting to speed along a greatwood tree. I could make myself the hoe of growth from Thaumcraft to make that go faster, but yeah, no dice. But honestly, I've got a whole bunch of other projects. I can just be patient. Really, I can do patience. I promise. So, auto spawners, yes. Forgive me, slightly scatterbrained today. Here we go. Needed that nether wart. So I'm going to make 2 auto spawners. And now I'm going to need villagers. And how am I going to get villagers? Well, I'm going to make a villager spawn egg with a bunch of emeralds and an egg. And I just need the 1. I'm also going to need to fill up the auto spawner a safari net, but I can't use one of the single-use ones that are cheap. I have to make the reusable safari net, which requires a gas tier and a bunch of ender pearls. And I'm not 100% certain how many gas tiers I have. Oh, I have quite a few gas tiers from sifting all of the soul sand that I have. Fantastic. So I'm going to make myself 2 reusable safari nets. Now, I'm just going to take my villager here, spawn him. Poof. Oh, look at that. A neat little Thaumcraft villager. I could buy night ore out of him, but I'm not going to. I'm instead going to suck him into the safari net. And now I can place that safari net into this auto spawner to create more villagers, which I'll do right here for now. I have other plans for the villager later on, but at the moment I just need to get another one spawned. I didn't see any point in creating 2 villager spawn eggs if I could make another one this easily. So I'm going to need a fluid export bus, and I'm going to need a bucket of this mob essence. So grab a bucket out of my bag. I have a whole bunch of them left over from making the greatwood sapling. Going to come over here. I also need power, don't I? Well, you know what? We're actually going to take this thing out here where there's a little bit more room. I'm going to break this because I know that there is a thing under there. Set down 1 auto spawner on top of this, and it powers up. It takes an awful lot of power. I do not want to spawn an exact copy in this case. Later on, I will have a use for the exact copy setting. I'm going to set my fluid export bus to export mob essence into it. And I'm going to need 1 more ME covered cable to connect everything. Bam. And that fills up with mob essence quite quickly. All right, that's enough. This is not its permanent home, so I don't want to fill it all the way. And now if I toss my safari net reusable in there, after the idle time finishes, it should start working. Yep, there we go. And poof, it is now spawning villagers. It takes about 150 millibuckets of mob essence to spawn a villager. Or to spawn anything, actually. See? Now I have a platform full of villagers. Most of them will probably accidentally die. This one looks kind of like Elvis. And he sells note blocks. That's fantastic. I haven't seen that villager and I have no idea what mod adds it. So yeah, now I have my villager farm. Kinda. I'm just going to grab one of these forestry bee villagers, and he's going to come with me. Because I have further plans for the villagers. And now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to need another bucket out of my bag. And I need to make myself a bit of a hole. Just a little one though. So now I grab a bucket of witch water, put it in that hole, and I set my villager into it. They turn into a zombie. I expected a witch. Well, that changes things. Hang on, let me sort this out. Okay, so I actually had things a bit wrong. I thought I could dump any villager into a bucket of witch water and get myself a witch. Turns out it has to be one of these priesty guys. He's not a priest, is he? He is a MFR villager. Let's find out what happens if I put him in the witch water. Nope, I get a villager zombie. Who then dies horribly. So I need to get myself a priest. And I want a better way to do this than spawning in these guys out in the open where I then have to chase them down. So give me just a minute and I'm going to build myself... Yep, another zombie. I'm going to build myself a bit of a spawn bunker around the around the auto spawner here. Be right back. Alrighty folks, small change of plans. I'm not going to build a new room. I'm going to use one I already have because I'm going to set everything up this way anyway. So I set up a second tesseract to supply fluids and energy on frequency 10, marked as spawners, and I'm exporting mob essence into that tesseract. And now I'm going to come down to my mob spawner, and I'm going to wait just a little bit so that everything inside of it dies. Oops, one more. There we go. Ooh, yep, it is busy in there. You know what? Really cool thing you can do with a bucket of mob essence. If you stand in it, you gain the night vision buff. which lets you see pretty easily in situations like this. Fantastic. So now I need to shut those grinders off. I completely forgot about that. However, there's a really easy way. I've actually have a built-in off switch for my entire, oh, except the extra cell, the fluid. That's vaguely annoying. Hang on. I can get at it from this side. There we go. All I need to do is set this to redstone high. It will stop transmitting energy everywhere, and those grinders will, you know, run out of power. It'll take a bit because, you know, there's an awful lot of power in them already, but that's okay. We can grind up some villagers to make them run out. So, how to use this with the tesseract? Well, all I need to do is set down the auto spawner, set the tesseract next to it, tell it to receive fluids and energy, and set it to spawner. And then if I take a look at this, it is now full of mob essence and energy. So I'm going to give it the villager safari net, and I'm going to wait patiently. It'll start burning through power and essence quickly, spawning a bunch of villagers. And I'm looking for one with a pink robe, which is a priest. Is that guy pink? I can't tell. I can usually tell best from the trades that they offer. That one. That one right there offers redstone. He's a priest. So I'm going to grab him. Shift right click him. Ooh, actually, the spawners ignore villagers. I need a lever pretty quickly. This is getting out of hand. You guys did want to watch me derp it up a bit, right? I swear, I'm usually better organized than this. Alright, so that's going to stop for the moment. I'm going to clean up some of these villagers. Be right back. Part of me wonders if I should feel guilty for what I just did. The other part of me is, you know, hilariously amused. Alright, so I'm going to take my priest here, and I'm just going to dump him straight into the witch water, and poof, he's a witch. Now I'm going to take that witch back downstairs. I'm going to stuff him in that auto spawner. Because witches, when they die, they oh, hi. That was exciting. I guess that's what happens when you turn your grinders off. Right, they have nowhere to export the items that they're getting, so once they grind one thing, they stop. So, toss the witch in here. If I turn this on, oops. I'm going to grab this lever and I'm going to run. Because that'll keep on spawning even when there is a person around. So all of a sudden that mob spawner room just got a lot less safe for people. And you can see witches are starting to spawn. I'm going to head back upstairs and I'm going to turn my grinders back on. By turning my entire system back on actually. Wow, got really laggy. I think that's the night vision. Alright. Turn you on to ignored. Now, the reason for witches in particular is they drop gunpowder and a few other things actually. I looked them up real quick. I know they drop potions. They will drop glowstone dust, gunpowder, redstone, spider eyes, sticks, sugar, and glass bottles. And to make steel, I need an awful lot of gunpowder. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to take a look at my gunpowder. 187 should be slowly rising. Yeah, it's keeping up and more than with the, what do you call it? The guy way out there. Now, because I'm using 150 millibuckets per witch that spawns and only 100 millibuckets is generated by the witch spawning, I'm actually using more than I'm producing from the witches. However, with the way I've got that spawner set up down there, I should be generating lots and lots of mob essence anyway. Yeah. So, I'm slowly moving up in mob essence still. Fantastic. Well, now that I have a source of gunpowder and redstone and such secured, I can start working on Tinker's Steelworks. But to do that, I'm going to need to set up a smeltery for myself. And I want to build myself a little room for the smeltery right here off of this road over my pool. So I'm gonna, do some building and I'll be right back. Probably once I have a nice big little steel mill constructed for myself. All right, folks, back again. This is what I have so far. I have built myself a little stone house over here. Well, factory, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I really love this border stone and edge stone from Extra Utilities. It lets me be lazy and still make things look not awful. I will never be the aesthetic builder that someone like Morvi is. Morvalera, sorry, I should not use a familiar nickname. I do not know her. Like, this house is fantastic and amazing and awesome, and I could not do that. But this I can do because I think it's Tema, RW Tema, added these textures that make it really easy. So what do I have here? I have a smeltery full of cobblestone. That seems a little bit odd, but yes, cobblestone, because I need lots and lots and lots of this seared stone to progress through Tinker's Steelworks. And actually, I need to get myself a fluid export bus and add lava to this thing so that it will keep itself full of fuel. So I'm going to go grab that fluid export bus as I don't have one in my inventory. And I'm also going to eat some food so that I can keep running because I'm lazy and like to move fast. Sometime soon I gotta go make myself those boots of the traveler. I've got the entire thing set up for it. There we go. Bookbinder. I need one of the materials in you, but I don't know which one, so I'm just gonna grab both. And I'm also going to need to come in here and grab myself that fluid export bus. There we go. Fluid export bus. I have a bunch of them left over from something. Fusewood. Explosive personality. I feel like maybe I could get gunpowder out of that if I cared enough to set up a farm for it. But I've got my witch spawner down there right now, which Xnilo gave me an easy way to get witches, and Mine Factory Reloaded gave me an easy way to make lots of them, so why wouldn't I? Alright, luckily I have a bucket right there. I can just grab a bucket from there, plop down the fluid export bus, tell it to export lava, and it should start filling up. Yep, and it'll fill up a lot faster than it can use it just at the default 20 millibucket a tick. There we go. So why did I want materials in you? Well, to get started with Tinker's Steelworks, it tells me right here in the quest book under, if I scroll down, Steel Power, that I need to throw a materials in me book in a casting table to make the steelwork guide. Molten seared stone over te materials in me. Typo, we'll have to point that out. And that'll get me steelworking and you. So I'm going to toss that in here, and I'm just going to smack the seared faucet. And poof. Now I have steelworking and you, which will tell me all about how to use the Tinker's Steelworks guide stuff. But before I do that, I'm just going to, submit that, and I'm going to claim my reward, Graveyard Soil or Yellorium Dust. Let me go double check what Graveyard Soil does. I don't think I care about it. Yellorium Dust, on the other hand, is the fuel for big reactors. Be back in just a second. Okay, that's exactly what I thought. So the Graveyard Soil comes from Tinker's Construct. It heals any undead that walk over it, and it can be smelted in a smeltery to make consecrated soil, which you can add to a weapon through Tinker's Construct to get the smite ability. Not things that I really have much use for, so I will take my Yellorium Dust and my Scorched Bricks, very useful, and my good reward bag. Let's see what I got. I got chicken jerky. Boo. Okay. So, moving on. Let's see what the next step along the steelworking quest is. We have 3 Mile Island. It wants me to create Yellorium Dust and graphite bars. And it'll get me yellow heart canister. Wow. It'll get me some really nice stuff. Oh. But I'm not ready for that yet, because to make use of these rewards, I'm going to need myself steel. So I'm going to go straight for the High Oven Hijinks, which requires me to make the High Oven Controller, the Scorched Drain, the Scorched Bricks, and the Scorched Duct. And I need to follow the instructions in the Steelworks book to create the blocks I need to make my first high oven, which is the primary thing that the steelworking mod adds. So to construct it, if I move over here it tells me that it's made just like a blast furnace, or not a blast furnace, a coke oven, or well, or a blast furnace from Railcraft. And I need to use a whole bunch of gunpowder. Oh, I could have used sugar or coal instead of gunpowder. Oh well, hang on, where are the blocks? All of that's, you know, secondary. So to get the seared stone, I have to use, you know, the scorched bricks. I need to get seared stone and pour it on top of bricks. To get the, or I can pour it on top of the brick block to get the full form block. The scorched bricks can be turned into a scorched brick block. They can also be used to make the high oven controller and the high oven drain, and I'm going to need one of each of these. So the scorched bricks I have, I need 14. Oh, high oven duct, I don't think I need that. Deep tank controller, I'm not certain on those. So, all right. Deep tanks are a handy way of storing large amounts of molten metals or other liquids. Yep, definitely don't need that right now. Though it looks pretty cool going through here. That's actually fairly fantastic. I might build one just for the fun of it, but not right now. Right now, I want to get this oven built. So I'm going to come out here. I'm going to head over for my crafting area, and I'm going to get myself a whole bunch of bricks so that I can make the first one of these. Be right back. Okay, folks, back in my little smeltery room. Got everything I need to get started, and a good bit of this seared stone has processed. So first off, I need to turn these regular bricks into brick blocks, and I don't think I have quite enough here, but I might have enough just to build a small one. So I toss a brick block in there, and right now I have 28 blocks of seared stone. I pour some stone in there, let it process. It turns into one scorched bricks at the cost of, oh, looked like about half a block of seared stone. 32, yes, more or less half a block. So I'm going to get this processed. There's so many, you know, delays for long processing in this video. I almost feel like I should apologize for the jump cuts, but I won't. Be right back. And I am back finishing up 51 of these scorched bricks. All right, going to take some of the scorched brick that I have, make myself a controller and a drain, just like we're used to. And I'm not going to need a faucet because I'm going to use fluid ducts. I need to lay down a 3x3 bottom layer, and I'm going to want 4 inside layers and then a 3x3 top layer. And those 4 inside layers will give me 4 spaces to process metals at one time. So now I just need to finish building this into a multi-block structure which is hollow on the inside. And I will need to place the controller and the drain. You know what? I like the idea of putting the drain right about there. Actually, I want it up one more than that. And the reason for that is I'm going to be basically setting this up the same way I had the smeltery earlier in the series. All right, and I'm going to stick the controller right here. And I need more lever. Huh, imagine that. That hasn't happened in a while. Stick a lever next to the controller. You can see this is a fairly complicated UI, but I'll tell you how it all functions. It's really not that hard. It's just unlabeled and no tooltips. But this is a very new mod, and it's actually really well done so far. So, you know, give them time. I'm sure it'll improve even further. I'm going to be focusing primarily on steel production. There's actually quite a few things you can make with this. It's just fantastic. Check it out. Give it the full attention it deserves, more than the, you know, glancing blow that I'm approaching it from. So let's see, hopper, chest, and my fluid ducts are in here. All right, chest right there, hopper underneath to pull out. Turn that chest around to face front because OCD. Grab me my fluid duct, toss you on there, set to output, and turn it on. Okay, so how does the high oven work? Well, it melts down items just like a smeltery, but instead of lava for fuel, you need to use some sort of more purified fuel. Acceptable options that I know of are some form of greatwood. Looking forward to getting that chopped down. So, acceptable options that I know of, some form of charcoal. I wonder if sugar charcoal works. We can try it sometime. Right now, though, I'm going to focus on normal charcoal. And another cool thing that this mod adds is the ability to create blocks of charcoal. So, bam, there's most of my charcoal in one spot. Ooh, you know what else? I bet that I can scan that. Yes, 10 ignis and 10 potentia on that. And that's because Thaumcraft actually calculates mod blocks based on the essentia of their ingredients. It's just pretty fantastic mod, all in all. Okay, so this charcoal is going to go into the bottom slot here, which is the fuel. And with that oven there, with that lever there set on, it will start burning. And you can see that the temperature is increasing. The temperature is very important. It takes 1500 degrees C to melt iron. One block of charcoal is more than enough to get it way over that amount. It's actually really fuel efficient because basically the idea is you've already processed the material, so you're not paying to smelt it, though I think you can toss ore straight in here. What you're paying for is just to purify it. Now, you also need an oxidizer, a reducer, which I seem to have deposited all of, and a purifier. Let me go grab my reducer. You know, I put that smeltery back in the world and already I'm seeing lag from it. Well, I need 100 seared stone out of it, so it's gonna have to be here for a bit. All right, so the oxidizer for steel is gunpowder, and it goes right in this top slot. The reducer is redstone, and it goes into the middle slot, and the purifier is sand, and it goes into the bottom slot. There are other recipes that you can use that are detailed in the Steelworking and U book. You can make nether quartz out of glass, for example. It's pretty fantastic. And then you put your iron into one of these slots over here. How tall you build the high oven, how many empty spaces there are inside, decides how many spots there are over here, up to a maximum of 8. The minimum that you can build the high oven is with 1 empty space in it, and it'll be a 3x3x3 multi-block. And honestly, that probably would have been enough, but if you haven't noticed by now, I tend to over-engineer things a bit. So, I'm just going to give it some more fuel, and I'm going to give it some time, and I'm going to make myself an entire stack of steel blocks. So I'm going to cut back in after this reaches temp to show you how it uses gunpowder, redstone, and sand to turn iron into steel. Almost there now. Now, it's really important to have these in here ahead of time. They need to be there before the iron melts. You can't put them in afterward when the iron's in here. Oh, I'm actually going to turn that off. Oh, and there we go. It processed through, a bunch of the iron melted. It used 1 gunpowder, 1 redstone, and 4 sand. The amount it uses is, I'm not 100% certain of the math behind it, but you can see that it produced 36 ingots worth of steel. So now all I need to do is turn this guy on, and it'll start draining the steel out of here. And I'll start getting blocks of steel. That will get pushed into here. Oh, and I can use these for beacon bases, which I could just use the iron, but the steel might look a little cooler. And the reason I wanted steel was so that I could get started on big reactors, because steel is used beyond making standard, well, here we go, steel armor, and as an alternative to crafting machine frames and pneumatic servos. It is used for creating turbines, for creating all of the turbine components and all of the reactor components from the big reactors mod. Let's see what else can it do. And that's basically everything. Other than that, you can make Tinker's Construct parts with it. And it's not a bad material, but honestly, in this pack, we have much easy access materials better. Go. I feel like I'm in a Power Rangers show now. Sorry for that. All right, so I believe that might be all the time I have today. Let me double check. And that is, in fact, all the time we have, folks. So that is Tinker's Steelworks, the most basic level of it, from scratch to finish. You need to get your smeltery set up. You need a ready supply of gunpowder. You need to craft your scorched bricks using the, there it is, seared stone. 1/3 of the way to what I need. And then you need your iron with gunpowder, redstone, and sand. And you can use blocks of charcoal. As you can see, that one block of charcoal I put in there lasting a little bit close to forever. I'm making lots and lots of steel, which is going to let me build some fantastic reactors. Next time, I'm going to get this greatwood tree. Well, actually, between this episode and next, I'll tear down this greatwood tree because there isn't going to be a whole lot interesting to it. I'm just going to use the flux-infused sickle and the flux-infused axe. I mean, check this out. Boom. Clears out a whole bunch of leaves. You know what? I might actually go through the leaves bit by bit and crook them. We'll find out. And then the axe, just huge amounts of the tree is gone all at once. So when I come back next time, I will complete the Eurowizard Steve quests that I've been working on. That is the wrong book. The alchemy quest, and then I'll be done with the Thaumcraft line of things, and I'll need to start in on the blood magic. But before I start in on blood magic, I want to build a reactor. I really like big reactors, and I've been looking forward to it for a while. And honestly, I just want to stop using ender generators and gunpowder generators. The reactor that I have in mind is going to produce a silly amount of power, so I'm going to build it, and then I'm going to build something to use that silly amount of power because I can't possibly use the kind of generation that I'm going to be producing. And to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, I have 14 generators right now running at 80 redstone flux a tick, which is somewhere around 2,400, I believe. Let me do the math real quick. 1,040. Wow, yeah, not even close. So that's 1,040 redstone flux per tick that I'm generating right now. The reactor I'm going to build is going to produce more than 10 times that amount. Yeah. Good things are going to happen out of that. Oh. Which is a good thing, because I seem to be slowly losing energy out of my resonant energy cell. Well then. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you're enjoying the series. If so, please like, comment, subscribe, favorite. It is responsible for more than 50% of my views so far, so it helps me out quite a bit. And a special thank you to everyone who has already subscribed, because the success of this channel in just over 3 weeks is surprising and amazing. So, see you next time. Oh yeah, as Uncle would say, one more thing. So, need to go over here and complete this quest. High oven hijinks. Oh, I didn't craft scorched bricks or a scorched duck. Hang on. Let me grab the stuff for that and complete that quest, because you know what? I feel like I should complete that quest on camera today. So to get the single scorched brick, to be able to craft the scorched brick, you just dump the brick item in here and add a tiny little bit of the seared stone, and it turns into scorched brick. And I need 4 for the these scorched bricks. Let me look up the scorched duct real quick. Ah, takes 6. Item input output for high oven for use with hoppers, chests, or piping. I wonder if that will let me pipe items directly in there. I could probably teach my AE system how to make a steel block for me, which that would probably be overkill, but it would be awesome overkill. Need 4 more. And there's all 10. Come to the crafting table. Make myself a duct. And make myself a brick. Now I should be able to hand that quest in. Yes, I can. I'm going to claim my reward of... Oh, well, I wish I'd noticed that ahead of time. That would have saved me some time. Oh, well. I guess I'll take scorched bricks and expand my oven a bit. So, combine the heart with the half heart I have a 3/4 heart, and I got a good reward bag, which gives me 16 amaranth stairs. Well, it's decor. They're pretty. It's a fantastic color. So, yay. All right. So, yes, now, for real this time, see you next time.